Response video to a review or comparison of cells that work versus Ozzy&Drix. Much more, surprisingly more accurate or close to reality than given credit for or that you might think. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to come out and say what everything is, but I could see it. I mean, he compared this scene to Pacific Rim or Attack on Titan, but know what this looks like to me? An epileptic episode. It, the, the egalitarian the egalitarian system in the body having everything work so perfectly actually isn't true at all. A lot of these things like cells getting greedy or looking out more for themselves actually do happen in real life and actually can compete over motivations or actions for your body does as a whole. Especially with the brain, where a lot of neurons are actually at odds with more like a democracy. One criticism for Inside Out, and not just me, but other people looked in neurology or psychology, of only one control panel. They would have designed it where there's like a series of multiple control panels. So your democracy thing actually works, where he has a more executive order, but there are other neurons that can control panels, which is what your emotions are. More executive orders, they tell you about danger, loss, things are going well. And I even theorized that disgust might actually be your immune system telling you not to get sick in the first place, or also defense or being treated or justice.
I'm going to show you how to forward it. Oh.
These guys are neurons.
Basically implies that one or a few cells are capable of determining quite specifically how their body will react and respond in different scenarios. This leads us into one of the biggest differences in storytelling between the two series. That is, in Ozzy&Drix, there's an ongoing narrative outside the body where we follow Hector. Typically, that's how every episode begins, as we're shown glimpses of his day-to-day life, and thus given context for how he gets exposed to various viruses and bacteria. In Cells at Work, we've yet to, and I suspect we won't, see the outside world or person they're in, because the focus is put squarely on the cells. And while it's down to preference more than anything as to which you prefer, I think the absence of an additional, albeit related, storyline helps the pacing.
No, actually, that's a major thing for how the body works, about your metabolism, your blood pressure, things going on outside. You know, Inside Out. Ozzy&Drix or Osmosis Jones is actually, that seems like the perfect balance between Cells at Work and Inside Out. It really showed your life inside out, and it's not just your brain, your entire body talks to you.
Meanwhile, on the Ozzy&Drix side, they do all kinds of things outside their roles.
Cells actually do that sometimes. They do that.
And have democracy.
Oh yeah, and when they're doing things recreational stuff like at the concerts or listening to music, their culture, unlike in Inside Out, which those islands weren't even inhabited, and Ozzy&Drix and Osmosis Jones, their general culture is a general personality. Pause it. And it's not just the brain. Like I said, your body talks to you, all your feelings, urges, and cravings.
It's dancing. I'm not feeling it. Hello? Tell him to shake his groove thing. He says, shake his groove thing. 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 You heard him, boys. Shake it.
Cells at Work left out a major thing in the body. How things outside affect it, and how it affects the world outside. Inside Out, of course, was the premise of Inside Out, and this show really understood it. In fact, it's another criticism for. It's one way Ozzy&Drix is actually better and more accurate than Cells at Work. Unlike white blood cells that actually have receptors and cytoskeletons and active proteins They're actually making moves and decisions like a creature of and of itself, a full being in of itself.
Loaded with gastric acid, white blood cells are autonomous beings, but red blood cells are demoted to seemingly currency for the sake of this one blood. Real blasters, white blood cells are autonomous beings, but red blood cells are demoted to seemingly currency for the sake of this.
Demoted. A red blood cell really is actually just a lump of protein compared to all the other cells. I mean, in real life, look at all the other cells anatomy. A red blood cell doesn't even have, these are just proteins, hemoglobin proteins. Uh, it has no membrane, or maybe they do. They have no mitochondria or Golgi body, don't even or nucleus, or even DNA. Should it even be considered cells at all? They're just lumps of protein. So, inaccuracy states, gotta give this one back to Osmosis Jones. Of course, these are both based off another much older cartoon. I think it's called Once Upon a Lifetime. It was about, like it cells at work, the purpose is to be accurate and scientific. And it also has pretty similarity to Osmosis Jones. But here the red blood cells are characters. But really, red blood cells don't even move on their own power. They're just masses of protein. In my book, I wouldn't even count them as cells compared to all the other cells.
Germs are never outright killed, just arrested or expelled from the body. I get it to kitchen.
It's expelled from the body. See, he's getting expelled from the body. See, he's being expelled.
There's been a change in flight plans, Scarlet. We seem to be experiencing some turbulence. Hey, Scarlet, did I ever tell you about the spleen? It's like this big vacuum cleaner.
Never outright killed. Right. Yeah, cells are never outright killed. Just yeah, right. This is the first episode. And I actually like those scenes from the movie. And if it was budget problems, why they use clips from the movie, they would use clips from the show. I actually like these clips from the movie. I think they're supposed to remind you of the movie. They're supposed to make you, this is the closest link it has to the movie. For fans of the movie. If they just had budget problems for using animation, they would use clips from the show itself in later episodes. Whether they're coherent or not, like of Marge's pregnancy with Maggie, who hasn't been born. It's supposed to be here, but you already have a picture of her over here. That's a cheap reusing animation. And as for being 100% scientifically accurate, with so many new discoveries being made, that's even impossible. I think that's impossible, even for mainstream scientists. They try and get 90% accurate, but still need room for speculation. Be speculative. I don't know if it's just me looking too much into it, but a lot of the stuff I can see in real life. Fat cells really can get greedy and store fat for themselves and less of the cells, and your cells demand more food then, and you get fat overall. Or your body cells do compete for resources, like in a seizure. Other times it's your own body. In fact, Ozzy&Drix did do cancer itself. They didn't come out and say it's cancer, But looking at the cell in Muskrat Spryman, he is definitely cancer. See, he's Muskrat Spryman, he's obviously cancer. He releases chemicals into the body, causing Hector growth spurts, and most of the time he looks normal, except for when he really becomes a monster. I mean, just look at this. This is cancer. Cells at work try to make you sympathetic to cancer, like, oh, in X-Men, I was born different for no reason out of my control. Now everyone wants me dead because I'm different. Make a sympathetic story to the disease that claims so many lives. They couldn't put people do the inverse, where they compare things in our world to cancer, like, out of all the way to make a cartoon personification of cancer, they couldn't have done, like, radioactive monsters, or a cult of radioactive monsters, or protesters. The way they always have to do like a deep, dramatic, sympathetic story to cancer.